It should... Oh my god, is that...
Rome Fredrin?
Rome Jawhead, Esmeralda jungle. Yeah, that should be what they're going for here. If they go for a Fredrin jungle, I don't know.
What?
It should be Jawhead Rome, Esme jungle, Fredrin XP, Valentina mid. Rebellion now, we've seen their last picks. We've seen how creative they can be. Are they gonna do it here?
Wow. They have a lot of factors to try and think of. It's so difficult because depending on who goes where, what they need, right? The tools they need to alleviate that pressure is going to be different. So do they want to go for more security? Do they want to go for a stronger side lane, especially knowing that Fredrin is in the picture? Moment of truth here, 2 seconds to go. It will be the Dyrath going up against the Esmeralda, most likely, is what they're thinking of.
Yeah, they decide that they needed a little bit more burst to go against the really tanky heroes coming in from Aura Fire, and we know that that is the way they like to play. But like Mirko mentioned, this is your match history for Aura Fire. Already sitting at 5 lose streaks, losing out so many matches. Yes, 5, Mirko. Let's see, momentum not on their side right now. As the audience prediction by TikTok also not favoring Aura Fire. 55% for the Blue Bulls, for Rebellion Zion. The odds are against them. The belief is against them. Will Aura Fire be able to win this matchup and go and secure their position in the playoffs?
Aura Fire with the underdog story of their own right now. They were so high up and now they are this low, but you can't count them out. The Dragons are always very dangerous. They're never out until they're actually out.
And with this draft, it's a very Aura-esque draft. Flexing it, and yes, it is a Fredrin Rome. You see? Oh my god, crazy from Aura Fire. Let's see if this is a bit too creative like yesterday, or if it will work out against Rebellion Zion. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 1. Rebellion need to win to secure playoffs, Aura as well.
Ooh, so much pressure on both of their shoulders.
Oh my god.
And as you know, Rebellion Zion, sometimes they play best in their comfort, which is in their own gaming house. So another thing that Aura Fire needs to be aware of, confidence definitely for them. Let's see what Aura Fire can do. They are going to be able to roam around the map rather easily, but going against the Balman in that jungle, it's going to be a little difficult.
Now prediction by Axe, kind of mixed here, 3-3. I personally went for Aura because it's a Fredrin Rome, man. When will you see that again? Fearless, though, jumping in, going for the invade, stealing the purple buff away, but might be taken out here. Facehugger very aggressively flickering forward right there, but Fearless gets the level up, and he will be able to survive here. He has Chain as well onto Godiva. What do you think about the Fredrin Rome, though?
It's strong. It has some resemblance of crowd control. It's not as dynamic though, but if you consider that Rebellion Zion have a lot of melee heroes, Ruby, Dyrath, Balman, and Julian, right? I think it makes sense that you don't need too dynamic of a crowd control as you can see Aura with the Rome squad, 4-man top at almost 2 minutes. A bit aggressive here.
Yeah, they've been able to clear a lot faster than Rebellion Zion so far because of the Fredrin as well as Facehugger in that mid lane. We're going to see how well that they do when it comes down to the setup though, because as we all know, Balman already has an upper edge when it comes down to it. But oh my god, Fluffy is going to be pressured down low here. Rebellion Zion already with the setup.
Let's see. Rebellion Zion have a Balman. Neutral objective control is their forte as Vision Arco goes to Prime Offended and comboed in with the enhanced chain. Rebellion Zion collapse. Godiva's going to fall next. 2-0. Might as well say 3-0 because it was a turtle take as well. And now an orange buff.
Exactly. They've been able to convert this really well, right? They're able to get one after the other. Like you guys can get the new battle emotes, the MPL edition 2022. Don't forget to check that out.
It just seems like Rebellion Zion are just a lot quicker with their objectives, but right now Fluffy gets Dolbon. See ya! Darren picks up that kill, and just like that Rebellion, they're just taking control of the game. Aura are way too slow to react. They can't really do much right now.
2,000 gold lead almost, and Aura Fire, they need to think about this really, really hard, right? Because if they want to go for it, There you go.
Dude, Region Narco is absolutely unreal, but the engage won't work out for Rebellion Zion. A very good re-engage and disengage from Aura Fire. Facehugger knowing the limits of what he can do on that Valentina definitely helped out. And also, now it's time to take a look at the emblems, Arashi.
Healing Spree for High, Demon Slayer for Fearless. So neutral objectives game, I think it's gonna be very one-sided towards the side of Rebellion Zion. But of course, Aura Fire then will have a chance to just pull the aggression and maybe, right, trade the objectives for kills instead. It is a valid strategy. We've seen pay off again and again.
But they haven't been able to convert on anything, right? I mean, it seems like they still go for the neutral objective contest. They don't go for these side lanes so far. And Rebellion Zion, if the pace continues like this, it's going to be them leading from this early game.
That's the difficult part right now, especially since in the XP lane, that winning lane for the side of Rebellion is just so difficult for Aura to deal with. Dyron, as we mentioned, with a powerful hero, with a strong hero in the lane, he just exerts so much pressure right now, and if Aura wants to punish that, Rebellion has other options available, as Highs here will be able to escape, flickers away for 2 safety, but Rebellion will be ready for this turtle.
Yeah, no flicker on Highs, but again, right? It's just so easy for Rebellion Zion to control the neutral objectives with the Bauman that they have. With Region Arco as well, basically stops any kind of crazy engage that Aura Fire want to place on Rebellion.
That's the problem. And it doesn't seem like Aura Fire they're trading either. They aren't pressuring the bottom side once again. They aren't trying to prioritize the top lane either. So they're not playing towards their strength. They're not looking for compensation on the board. Rebellion Zion looking fresh with a dual axe effect, giving them a 2,500 gold lead.
Oh, they're going to go on to Fluffy here. A lot of defenses popped in. Fluffy able to flicker out of the Abyssum Strike, and Dyron will keep his flicker. That will basically force Fluffy away. And bottom side, whoa, Sway Low going in deep onto Fluffy now, who's going to be sandwiched here.
Oh, he's stuck.
Dyron has the flicker, Fearless has a lethal counter, and that's a 3-man, technically 2-man gank down below. Turret taken, Aura Fire trying to look for the trade up top, and a good read by Highs. He knows he's in the weak side, he backs off.
Highs has the Blade of Heptaseas as well, so Kite needs to be very, very careful here, especially if Region Narco is able to find a huge value out of Bandit, because he has the flicker available as well. Godiva here will be able to exit, and Rebellion, that is them with aggressive plays, and they don't have anything to trade it back.
Dyron coming in, has the flicker here, and that's going to be Abyssum Strike with a flicker. Dyron, an amazing play, he's still surviving up against Highs, double kill! As now, it's going to be him taken down by Fluffy with the Falling Star Moon. What a play by Dyron, though. He excels at this type of hero, those duelists.
Trading for a 1-2 as well, so very, very worth it for Rebellion Zion right now. 3,000 gold lead as Region Arco once again trying to pressure that top side. Kite so far has not been able to be taken down. That might become a problem. He is 1 level below, but he is still going to be able to catch up.
Later, though, if you go to the later stages of the game, Esmeralda, Valentina, and Claude, in a way, you can say that they have the stronger late game. So Rebellion needs to be very, very careful. They have the advantage here, but they do not want to trade again and again. They want to make sure they get decisive plays in the mid game to ensure that Aura Fire has no chance of making a comeback, because Aura will take that opportunity, but Godiva will get taken out.
Oh my god, just everything. Popped and used by High, was able to steal away.
Land of Dawn back again, as it is going to be Aura Fire being able to get a tower in this bottom side. So trying to level Rebellion Zion as their gold lead has shrunk to 2,000.
That's unfortunate for Rebellion Zion, but as we mentioned earlier, crowd control is very much abundant on the side of Rebellion Zion. Highs as well as Region Arco has tools of their own, but Conceal will be made here. Oh my god.
Say goodbye to Facehugger, man. He didn't get a chance to do anything. He was chain CC'd and instantly just taken down. What's up, Arashi? Right here, Godiva and Giant gonna be caught in the enhanced chain. What did you want to say?
Well, Kite just got the Golden Staff, just as we were talking about it. So it just got built right here. He will have more damage right now. But then talking about damage, though, Dyron, what was that?
That's a lot of damage.
That's hard, right? That's tough, because Fluffy is supposed to be the one to be able to look for compensation on the board, right? He is supposed to be able to split push, but here we go, Unstoppable Force.
Yeah, I'm offended instantly there to peel for him. Lethal counter comboed in with a torn apart memory as Godiva goes in for the taunt, diving deep into it all. Giant dealing the damage to the Blazing Duet, cancelled out by Region Arco. backing off with the BMI. It's the Rebellion Zion who are grasping hard onto this gold lead.
Yeah, back to my point. Fluffy is supposed to be the one to be able to put pressure on the side lanes, to be able to do those rotations for good setup on these objectives. But if he, as the Esmeralda, is able to be bursted down that quick, it's going to be very difficult for Aura Fire to look for trades on the board.
I mean, he's up against a 5-1 Dairoth right now, and Sway Low here makes the play happen, does a lot of damage, but Fluffy isn't taken down yet. He will be able to back away as Rebellion Zion will set up for the turtle, but Fearless is on the bottom side.
I don't know about this. They're committing on Fearless. That's a tank! And they're gonna get punished for it! Go Diva falling next to the hands of Dyron and Highs. It's a disaster for Aura Fire. They make the commitment onto Fearless, who's a utility jungler. Highs basically free hitting there, and Swaylo getting the clear up top. Aura cannot contest this. It's a free lord over to RBL.
Very, very unfortunate for Aura Fire. They made the wrong decision there. And unfortunately, Rebellion Zion being able to get a lot of trades on the board. They are going to continue their aggression, taking away that mid side and now denying way more map pressure from Aura Fire. And even Fluffy on the Esmeralda, you can see him being very, very cautious. He doesn't want to get taken down this early on.
Exactly, especially in the 1v1, if you're losing this hard, you don't have to worry. Usually can be a bit more careless because you can't get taken out 1v1, but against a Dairoth, using an Esmeralda, it's going to be very, very difficult. Even without a gank, you can get instantly one-shot. As Rebellion now, they are pressuring very, very well in the mid and top side. They're waiting for the Lord, but there's nobody in the top side jungle for Aura Fire. This is a mistake.
Oh, this is scary. This is getting scary. You can see Rebellion Zion having the pressure here in the mid and that top lane as a Lord is going to be marching down there.
Oh, Dyron.
It will require a particular moment for Aura Fire to be able to defend this one.
Falling Star Moon onto Dyron. Dyron taken down there on the bottom side by Facehugger, but it is going to be Rebellion trying to use that distraction to take down the turret. They are unable to. A good defense by Aura, and Rebellion Zion won't really be able to take any more right now, right? So, honestly, not the best value for the turtle. I mean, for the Lord. They didn't get that tier 2 down below.
Exactly. I mean, Dyron, he was so aggressive right there, but he got absolutely chunked by Facehugger, which shows, again, you can't underestimate the damage coming in from Aura, and they go for the pickoff yet again. Taunt on Wijanarko.
Doesn't seem like he's able to get it just yet. Rebellion Zion, they're still playing it rather carefully. And you can see that the lane is pushing down in that bottom side.
Absolutely disgusting. Wijanarko. These mechanical plays from him every single time he's on the Ruby never fails to impress. But Swaylo jumps in, Highs with a stun, torn apart memory with a lethal counter. No, you don't even need the lethal counter. Fearless doesn't have it. My God, the single target pickoff for Rebellion is absolutely nasty.
Oof, they're riding on an insane momentum right now. They used all their battle spells though. So, oh, High just gets unfriended and they get knocked out by the Empower Chain as well.
Again, Godiva's gonna fall to the torn apart memory. 4 members down, 3 members down. Facehugger respawn, tied as well. Enhanced Chain over to Facehugger, who still has I'm Offended. He tries to go, and unfortunately, he isn't able to get anyone on that I'm Offended. It's a very, very good trade for Rebellion. They didn't lose anyone for a tier 2, 4 kills, and a base turret.
7,500 gold lead as an outcome here, Miracle as well as Arashi. And Aura Fire, they have not found anything that they can do on the board. I mean, we did see Chayat go to the top side, look for a clear, take down a turret, but other than that, they have nothing. They don't know what to do. And remember, if Chayat is the one that goes in for these split pushes, if he gets taken out, that's a huge member taken away from them. And that's just going to be another factor for Rebellion Zion, another advantage for Rebellion Zion, especially now that the Lord has already spawned.
It's so difficult for Aura right now because Rebellion, they have Dyra to lower the defenses from your main frontliners, Godiva as well as High, and when Kaid comes in after waiting for the right opportunity, he can get cancelled by Wijanarko on that Ruby. So they don't really have a very easy win condition. They have to try and really catch Rebellion off guard somehow and make them make a huge mistake. Otherwise, if things just go according to, just play out, Rebellion Zion, they are going to cruise to an easy victory.
I mean, Fearless is 2 levels ahead. It just doesn't feel like Aura have the resources necessary to go for a contest. Rebellion with a conceal right now,
Oh.
going into the enemy jungle, but Aura is
Oh,
there as
no!
well. Heist is caught in the midst of it all. The blazing duet and the insane fight from Aura. It's the falling time wound as well. Swalo trying to cut away right now, is able to do so for a bit before Facehugger takes him down. Janarko in the midst of it all, dashing out. Triple kill for Facehugger as he looks for a maniac. But Fearless is way too tanky. He's going to be able to get out of that one. A beautiful read by Aura, knowing that Rebellion likes to go for these kinds of invades.
Momentum back in favor of Aura Fire as unfortunately though, they're not going to be able to convert it onto anything. They are going to be pressuring this mid side though, and Fearless is forced to retreat for now.
That's crazy, man. Our Fire with the mind games, with the deception, waiting in the jungle, and unfortunately for Rebellion, the man who walks face first into it was Heist, followed by Swalo, and the tanks just have no business staying around after the main damage dealers are taken out. Rebellion Zion needs to respect the potential of Aura Fire to maneuver like that and be a bit more careful, because that can easily happen again. You take a look at the items right here, you can see that Heist does have the Wind of Nature there, but with Valentina in the picture, that's a lot of damage, and he does get taken out regardless. So I think they just have to be very, very careful. Sway low with a lot of damage here with the Winter Truncheon will allow him to make a lot more aggressive plays, depending on how ahead Aura Fire gets right now. They caught up in gold, and now they have items of their own.
And I feel like, you know, in that team fight there, it was a team mistake, but it was also an individual mistake. Highs, he had no reason to be the one opening up the map, going headfirst into a bush when no Aura Fire members are on the map.
You're right. So it all comes back down to discipline and how well Rebellion Zion can maneuver around this one. And remember, the members from the side of Rebellion Zion, they're very strong in terms of that burst. So if Aura Fire can actually withstand that initial amount of damage, it might be Aura Fire being able to win out in those team fights. We'll see what happens right now as we are 45 seconds left away from the next Lord to spawn. Rebellion Zion already starting to set up for this. It all depends on how Fluffy can utilize these minions to their advantage.
I think if Aura Fire plays in the lane though, that opens up a chance for Rebellion Zion to do what they've been doing since the beginning. Going with aggressive plays, using the flickers on their team to just get the surprise pick on Aura Fire. When the fight gets messy, once in the jungle, that's where Aura Fire has a chance to surprise Rebellion Zion. And we saw, like earlier, that's just exactly what happened. Conceal play right now in the lane, as you mentioned. Oh my god!
Go! Every single time on the Ruby, he does the impossible. What the heck?
Nah, stay away from the lane, Aura. It's Rebellion Zion's territory.
Man,
Wow.
2 members taken down, and now Rebellion Zion instantly converted onto the Lord. This is starting to smell like a disaster for Aura Fire. How is Janarko always able to get those pickoffs on the board? First time it worked, second it didn't because of a short mistake. But now, Rebellion Zion pushing it further in this bottom lane.
Let's see, Godiva going in for the taunt. Rebellion doesn't care. They go straight for the base, and Fluffy went in, soaking in all the damage, but a Tornapot Memory comes in with a lethal counter to take away the immortality. Now Giant jumps in with the Blazing Duet as well. Enhanced Sword popped in. It's an all-out fight as both teams are going at it. 1 for 1, high for Roamer. Facehugger flickering forward on towards Swalo, who has the Winter Truncheon. Another Winter Truncheon being popped in by Facehugger. Giant jumps in for the damage again. Tornapot Memory taking and sniping Facehugger down with a fadeaway as Aura are still in this to defend. A 3v3. Highs and Swalo are very low. Fearless going to be in the midst of it all. Swalo jumps in, getting the enhanced chain. Fearless has the Winter Truncheon. He can tank for a bit more. He can buy the time. Appraiser's Wrap popped in. Enhanced chain with the lethal counter together. Comboed in. Fluffy going to get taken low, but Heist does not care. He goes for the base. What an insane end by Rebellion.
Beautiful, beautiful plays coming in from Rebellion Zion. Wonderful setup coming in from Janarko. And he has got to be one of the best roamers right now. I mean, being able to get those moments for Rebellion. Valiant effort though by Aura Fire in those last few seconds with a flicker trying to bait out.
To Coach Mars from Onyx Esports. Aura Fire with their last pick should be their jungler here, unless they pull a crazy and they place the Grok into the jungle.
What? No way.
man. You know, in the Philippines, I saw a Minotaur jungle. We saw that from High
What?
first in Season 8. Do they want to go for something crazy? This
I feel like
playoff
burst,
contention life, right?
burst or a fighter, I think, would make a lot of sense
they
here.
need more damage, but Lancelot, Hayabusa, no, I don't know.
What can fit here, man? Like, big damage and a bit of tankiness not quite required. Just some burst damage or more crowd control, I think would be very, very good. It will be the Baxia. Okay.
Not a lot of damage, but a little bit more frontline pressure to play with. This is scary right now for Aura. In terms of damage, they're relying heavily on the Melissa. Technically the Diggy as well, depending on his build. Fair missed. In terms of draft, what are your thoughts here, boys and girls?
I think Rebellion Zion has a lot to play with, right? Like, when it comes down to those team fights, you're gonna have the Farsa to zone away the members for Aura Fire, and Diggy might even get bursted down before he has the opportunity to pop that time journey to prevent the Akai from using that heavy spin. And don't forget to top it all off, the AoE damage coming in from Claude. It's looking difficult for Aura at the moment.
I think the only potential Aura has is to go really aggressive in the early game, abuse the speed of the Baxia and the Cult Altar to orchestrate dives, and maybe then they might be able to make something happen. But with the side lanes being so mobile, have ultimate potential, I think it's going to be very difficult for Aura.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen, into the land of Dawn for game number 2. Rebellion have a slot, have a spot, have a chance to secure 6th place up until tonight, depending on the results. And Aura will try their best to deny that and to secure a 3rd game for themselves first.
We'll see what happens here. With High on the Baxia, he is going to be that tanky force utility jungle. But that's might actually come into clutch going against Farsa. He might be able to cancel that Feather Airstrike, so it all comes back to timing, but we did not go! He's gonna receive a lot of damage, and that's it. First blood for Aura Fire.
And Flicker too, from Sway Low. So that's 2 very, very good. Oh my god. Combination by Axe though. Very massive resources popped in. Combination by Axe. Last time we did this, the enemy team lost, right? The caster curse. Let's see if it happens again.
Maybe not.
Highs though, down below, looking for the trade already. Reverse time is going to be able to bring him back there, but he times it well for the BMI to get him to safety.
Arco needs to be a bit more careful right now, especially since Aura Fire, they have a lot more legitimacy in this early stage of the game. Fluffy now with the Rapid Boots. Whoa, killing spree as well. Is this the roam heavy Fluffy on that Grok?
Oh, very interesting. How is he going to utilize this? I guess he needs a little bit more kill pressure going against the Benedetta in that lane. And you can see the damage onto Dyron already.
Dyron is just clearing as much as possible. Now he's trading quite a bit with Fluffy. But for the most part here, I think Aura will just be waiting for where High is going to show up, right? High is, I think, the main strong lane, quote-unquote. The other laners, they don't really have that kind of advantage. So it all starts from the jungle, I think, for Aura. And if Rebellion Zion can predict where High is going to be, they can outplay him.
All about timing right now, as Suelo is going to be able to zone away Aura Fire with that ultimate.
Feather Airstrike there. Fluffy looking for the wild charge. Doesn't pop it onto Dyron. Legion Arco opening up the map. Fearless jumping in. Maybe going for the heavy spin now. Fluffy with the power of nature though is going to be able to go and dish out the damage. Wild charge stunning both of the members up, and it's actually Facelicker who takes a turtle. Rebellion on the run. They are able to disengage, not giving Aura any more to play with. But look at High. They get the turtle without the jungler, and High is able to steal away a little bit of that creep in the jungle of Rebellion.
Demon Slayer on the side of Rebellion Zion, but they were still unable to secure it, despite the fact that they were able to actually do a lot of damage to High. So a bit of a mistake, you can say. But of course, for both teams, it's just only beginning, right? I think the mid-game is where things are about to ramp up. The ganks from High, as well as the burst damage coming in from the Farsa of Suelo.
This is what I was talking about when we went into the drafts, right? I gasped at the Diggy because I knew that when it comes down to timing, if Aura Fire can utilize the Diggy to the potential, he is going to be able to deny that kill pressure, but Dyron...
Oh my god, Dyron went back there! Unfortunate, Fluffy is able to pick up a solo kill. Fluffy, an absolute beast here in the lane, this time with the Grok. You can see the damage, man, with the high and dry.
Exactly, you're wondering why the Grok is such a contested pick right now. Yeah, in the lane, it's pretty solid, and it's safe as well. Even if you try and gank him, He has ways to escape from tough situations. He can provide a good front line and also a great source of card control. As Region Arco, once again, is being targeted, but Aurafire will not be able to secure him just yet, as Highs actually gets collided on.
Sprint, reverse time, bringing it back. Does have the BMI to get out as Chine tries to do the damage, but just will target down the turret here. Aura, none of the members helping him out, so they want to give Chine full turret gold here down below. He will have another chance to get all of it, but here Godiva might be a bit too aggressive. Region Arco jumps in with the Circling Eagle. A good time journey by Godiva. Chine just dealing the damage onto that turret. Noticing Fearless has rotated, he respects it.
This is pretty bad though. The time journey was taken really well timed right before the Lord, and now they're not going to have that against Rebellion Zion.
Let's see, Fearless has the heavy spin, they're going to go for it. Fluffy goes for the wild charge as well. See the heavy spin coming in, and the Retribution battle won out by Fearless. High jumps in with the Blazing Duet, taking the Cold Altar away. High has the Tortoise's Poissons, and the main strength for Aura right now, it seems, is their front line. That's just unkillable.
Right, with the Boxia, with the Grok, and, you know, with the backup coming in from a Cult Altar, Real Zion will need a bit more items to try and melt through that, but they have been very good at pressuring High so that he cannot farm optimally. So it's all going according to plan for Aurafire, but on the other sides of the map, are they sacrificing a bit too much? That is the main question.
Mid lane, they put everything down below. It might actually be a turret take by Rebellion. Yeah, they are able to do it. Godiva popped the time journey, a massive resource once again popped in, and the Guiding Wind just brings Fearless to safety. You guys can save your hair as well from the Dandruff with Head and Shoulders as Dyron is in the midst of it all, gonna get cancelled twice, thrice. Oh my goodness! What? He can't dash! Fluffy jumps in with a wild charge just to cancel out the Feather Airstrike.
Ooh, now Aurafire is still leading with a 1,300 gold lead. They did make a few mistakes there in terms of that macro, and hopefully they do stay disciplined in the minutes ahead. We do see rotations from the side of Aurafire towards this top side. Perhaps they are going to look for a gank onto the Claude this time around.
Ooh. Now that they have advantage there, I guess ganking the other lane is the solution, but without a tower in the mid lane, Rebellion Zion can leverage their own laner to try and make things happen. Blazing Duet with, whoa, Circling Eagle, what is going on?
That was so risky. What a play, but it did not work out. Definitely there. Highs popped in the Blazing Duet a bit too fast. He jumps into the BMI, dealing the damage onto Chine. Shadow Stampede bringing it back. Feather Airstrike coming in with a heavy spin to pin both of them down. Chine falls, Godiva as well. What a play by Rebellion once again under the turret. They do not care. They dive in, and in the mid lane, Dyron just being Dyron. What a nuisance.
Things are slimming out for Aurafire. Initially, that gold lead has now diminished to only 500. And this is the reason why the Benedetta has always been banned for Dyron. He's able to utilize it in a way that puts pressure on the other lanes while Aurafire is distracted in another. And without noticing, all these towers are going to fall right under their nose. And this is where it gets dangerous. And this is where Fluffy needs to step up.
Oh, we'll have to see how he steps up here because the positioning, the spacing has been brilliant by Rebellion. Fluffy or the solo, Region Arco is trying to force him to recall, but the airstrike popped in. Godiva taking low as well, forcing the time journey. High, able to get the turtle. Region Arco now caught, has a flicker to get out of the shield unity. Meanwhile, below, Dyron doing Dyron things. 0-2-0, but still as impactful as ever.
Ooh, that's it. Aurafire.
Oh, what? See? Told you.
Dyron, come on, let me talk. Give me some time. What's
No.
the thing?
Never.
Okay,
Never.
you know what? Let's just jump into the items, Arashi.
Dyron, man, with, I don't know, the work rate, he's just so diligent, doing as much as possible to be a nuisance to Aurafire. He has a Bloodlust Axe right now, so a lot more sustain, and he has that Hunter Strike, man. It's a very aggressive build, and he has a lot of targets available on the side of Aurafire. Later on, it's going to be harder and harder for them to deal with this problem, and Feather Airstrike right now being used. Godiva pops the time journey.
Highs as well with the Blazing Duet, dealing damage onto Godiva. High jumps on the sway low. No follow-up just yet. Yeah, no follow-up at all. Good disengage from Rebellion, reading it out, and Aurafire now, they're caught in a desperate position, right? They've used a lot of their resources, and they really can't do anything. Meanwhile, Dyron, this has just been the story. What the heck? This man was 0-2-0. How is he so impactful here? He's going for the split pushes constantly. And again, there's not much Fluffy can do. He goes in for the wild charge, but with the Electro Final Blow, comboed in with the Bloodlust Axe now, he can sustain back up. A beautiful roam as well by Sway Low. Top side, Aura are looking for compensation. Will they get it? I don't know. Let's see.
We'll see, as Narco here is trying to take
Ooh, good
most of the damage, but he is going to get chunked down. Will a be taken down? He does try the Circling Eagle first, but at the end, it's not going to be enough.
Wow, that's just very risky right now. And right there, Dyron gets taken out finally by High. What was that? It seems like Rebellion were trying to be so aggressive on so many areas without respecting the potential of Aura to come back. Right now with the man advantage, they try to make something happen, and High goes for the cancel. Feather Airstrike will be able to clear the wave, but that will be a turret taken by Aura Fire in exchange for that aggression as High picks up that golden staff.
That's really good, right? Because Swalo has actually already used the Feather Airstrike, so they can't use it again to zone away the Diggy. And if they can't zone away the Diggy, then Fearless is not going to be able to contest this, and so they look for a different strategy on the map. They look for compensation, and there you go.
Oh my goodness, that damage. As he puts in the wall. Now, it's going to be Regionarco blocking the shield unity. A good Lord take by Aura Fire. Beautiful conversion onto the objective right as they punish Rebellion.
Wow. Aura Fire now has the tempo. They have chances to make plays happen, but of course, their composition isn't exactly aggressive, so they're going to be stuck waiting for an opportunity if Rebellion actually gives them a chance. Otherwise, they have, as we mentioned, so much disengage, so many ways to secure their more vulnerable members. As Fluffy here, with that bit of Heptasis, man, he is lethal.
Dyron, I don't know if you can survive this one. Goes in for final blow, able to sustain back up for a bit. Godiva wants to go for a reverse climb. Dyron going back again, trying to spy the time. I don't know, it's definitely not worth it here. Rebellion Zion now, you can see that Aura Fire have gone a read on their playstyle. Dyron is no longer being left free to just clear out waves. And here, even in the bottom side, Sway Low, he popped the Feather Airstrike. I think he only got one shot onto the Lord before he canceled it out of just the threat of Fluffy walking in front of him.
You can see from the player's gold by UBS, Chait as well as High, top two here, and Dyron could be to follow. But so far, if that's going to be the case, they are going to need High's power spike to hit, especially now that the Lord already collapsing in this bottom side.
Yeah, Lord has been cleared out by the side of Rebellion, and now Aura trying to find a bit more, but Dyron comes from behind. He wants vengeance, but he gets shooed away. Rebellion will not get a fight that they want, and Aura will be able to take that mid turret finally.
Still though, it was a pretty solid attempt at clearing the wave by Dyron. Aura Fire, obviously, with the enhanced minions, will be able to actually control this side of the jungle as well. Fearless needs to be careful. He might actually be caught. He might actually be forced to pop in his ultimate. I pops in his. So does his Puissance. He secures the orange buff, takes it away from Rebellion.
5v4 situation there, but it doesn't seem like Aura Fire want to overcommit. They are going to be going back to their respective buffs as we have a chance to look a little into the items.
Brute Force Breastplate for Dyron, but he also has, as we mentioned already, the rest of the items are very, very aggressive, and the Lightning Truncheon is what's available for Sway Low, and that is important because that allows him to pressure and perhaps force a Cult Altar or a Time Journey. We saw that that is the solution they have for these teamfight ultimates, right? Force Godiva, use it first, but whoa.
Oh my god, Heinz pops in the sprint and is able to get the Blazing Duet in. He's going to fall to the hands of Shield Unity though. He pops into BMI, but it's not enough to get away. Now Chai joins into the fray. Fearless going to be caught. Still able to get out with the guiding win. Regionarco gets brought back by the reverse time as Dyron is in that top side again. Just doing Dyron things, trying to relieve all pressure for his team. But this time, Fluffy's there. Dyron won't be able to go onto the turret. Rebellion, though, they're going to lose out on the Lord contest.
I think that moment was made by Fluffy. I saw it in the minimap, but I'm not really sure. It would be great to see a replay, but as you can see here, already a setup from Aura Fire to get this Lord. Now, once again, timing is of the essence. Timing is going to be very important, and this is a 4v4 situation, realizing both EXP laners are in the top side.
Dyron just forcing that turret take now. Caught very low, meanwhile in the mid lane, while in the bottom side, River is going to be Sway Low jumping with a Feather Airstrike, the Blazing Duet, wiping the Cult Altar. Retribution comes through, but it's High. High's now going to try to run away, but he will be taken out by the needles from Chide. 5.6k gold lead. 29 seconds on the death timers. Aura looking to end once again. High jumping in with the shield unity, zoning away the members. Dyron jumping in to execute as well. Has the eye for a eye to get out. But the airstrike popping in immortality. Goes in for one more shot, but Godiva is able to escape. Enhanced Lord coming in the mid lane. 5 seconds for Region Narco. 10 for Highs. Swalo and Dyron all alone. 2v4 in the situation. Chide is low. He won't be able to participate here. Dyron jumps in with eye for an eye again. Able to buy some time as that's going to be wild charge. Knocking him up. Region Narco coming in. Trying to zone Aura Fire away. But the time journey comes in as well. Lord will be there. Everyone goes for it. Heavy Spin is going to be able to zone them away for a bit. But Aura equalize. It's 1-1. We get a third game in the series, and the caster curse prevails again.
Back to a best of one, allowing Aura Fire another chance to make it in.
Mythel now will be forced to go with the Purify. I think even the Varsa might be forced to go with the Purify, and that just gives a little bit more room for Rebellion to play around those battle spells into the lane. But Aura, they pick up the Benedetta. Godiva is on the Grok. That's the flex potential of the Grok. That's why it's so prio.
And that will allow Aura to get that roam priority. And I'm not quite sure. Will we see 5 Purifies, which a lot of teams have used to counter the Atlas? Even if they do that, I guess the only counterplay from Rebellion is to then follow up the Purifies with a Blazing Duet. You know, it all comes down to execution here as we take a comment from the audience from Indra Yuki. As I say that though, it goes away.
Goes away.
I didn't get to read it, man.
Aura Fire, let's go with a win. That's what they say. Let's end it with a win. And with a win, they will be able to secure playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, the decider. Rebellion Zion up against Aura Fire. This is it. Who is going to make it to the playoffs? Rebellion, with a win, they have a higher chance, but they'll still have to wait for EVOS to lose. But for Aura, if they win here, they secure playoffs. It's time to dive in to the Land of Dawn to see the outcome.
Let's see, will it be Aura Fire respecting the potential that the Atlas can have? And the answer is no. Only Facehugger has opted with that Purify, and this is where I get concerned. Aura Fire, they're going in for quite good engage heroes with the Balman, with Grok as well, but if they look for initiatives on the fly, Region Narco is going to be able to counter engage it with the Fatal Link. So we'll see how all of this pans out.
Well, later on, even without the huge engage coming in, if Price can come in with a Blazing Duet, he is on that sprint as well. He can actually wreak a lot of havoc in the back line, so it comes down to execution, but Wind of Nature can be a very easy counter for the members of Aura Fire.
Let's see, Rebellion trying to go for the contest onto the Litho. Region Arco actually forced the flicker out there. Still going to be the re-engage from Highs. He dives in deep. Fearless jumps in as well. Godiva taken low, but Tyron isn't able to finish him off. Both roamers are able to escape for now. There's something I want to point out, though. Okay. Fluffy opted to go for the Petrify. We mentioned this many times, right? Petrify or Execute. It shows the style of these players. Dyron goes Execute because he just wants to win lane. He wants to use that lane pressure to actually create space for his team. Meanwhile, Fluffy, he's very team-oriented XP lane. So he goes for the Petrify to, again, enable the team fights a little bit more.
Remember as well that Aura Fire is going to have a little bit of an advantage in this early game, as both of the mid laners are going to rely on that level 4 for Rebellion Zion, whereas Aura Fire, they have that KP from the Fly, other than Facehugger, who needs the Feather Airstrike. But when it comes down to the contest, it might be difficult for a Rebellion Zion in the early game. I do believe that they just need to be a little bit more patient, wait for their power spikes to hit, and they are going to have an advantage in that 5v5.
Exactly, it's a huge team fight to make things work out, because right now, there's a lot more roam potential, and there's a stronger jungle in the hands of that Balman. So, in terms of objectives, there's a lot of potential for Aura Fire to just bully Fearless away from his own jungle. Facehugger loses half his HP with the ultimate from the Aemon, but that won't really be very effective.
Let's see, for their airstrike taking Region Arco out, but the real world manipulation, holy moly! Facehugger just got clapped by that, as High is going to be taken down as well. Double kill by Sway Low. Godiva doesn't have the wild charge, he's opening up for nothing now. The Fearless has the retribution. Rebellion will be able to secure this objective. Aura Fire initially winning out the fight, but Facehugger was way too exposed.
Very good execution by Rebellion Zion in that particular moment, but now we are going to have a chance to look at the emblem here.
Well, off the bat, Demon Slayer, of course, needs to be talked about. But Fluffy also goes to the Festival of Blood, and he's going 1v1 against Dyron here. 1v1 duel in the EXP lane. It's always fun to see, but it's so scary.
Does seem like RBL and Zion now want to collapse on the bottom side. They have to be careful though, because Region Narco already has that Fatal Links. Kaid is going to be very vulnerable if he does get a moment.
Ooh. Okay. Ice checks that bush with the Battle Mirror image just in case Aura makes a cheeky play. The members are available for that counter engage if RBL and Zion goes for that very dangerous dive. But right now, they're able to actually stave off the pressure. Claude is doing pretty well against the Irrital in the early game. That's a good sign for RBL and Zion.
Well, if you guys want to play a little bit, you know, with more entertainment value, if you guys want to just style on your opponents, go ahead and check out the new battle emotes. 2022 MPL edition. You guys can collect it right now. Ente kadang-kadang ente and tabrak aja lah, which means just go at it. Fluffy. Okay, gonna be caught in the real world manipulation, caught and taken down. Godiva goes over the wild charge, but will not find anyone. No. Oh my god, it's a disaster as the Fatal Links connects. But look at the Feather Airstrike, able to zone the other members away. Flicker out a lethal counter, and the charge comes in, and Rise is gonna try to dish out some damage. Obviously won't be able to take down High just yet. He doesn't pop any of his resources, so it's all good.
All good, and there's a counter engage coming in from Rebellion Zion off the fact that Fluffy was trying to be proactive here. So the shoe is on the other foot. In game number 2, it was Dyron that was being very annoying and being punished. Now, Rebellion Zion knows that playstyle, and Fluffy gets taken out, and Godiva was just forced to use his wall charge defensively, and that shows that if he does so, Orfire will have a huge disadvantage in the actual fight.
Let's see again. Real world manipulation popped in. Godiva used the wild charge on the Fearless and Region Arco. Dyron caught there. Still able to dash away, but Petrify with the final blow comes in. High to the bottom side though. Is able to dish out so much. Perfect match with the face hugger flying over the rest. Mega kill picked up. Fatal Links only on towards Fluffy. Aura pick up a victory in that fight. They get the turtle and a 2-for-1.
That was an interesting... It was interesting how that fight even began. Which Asuelo, with the real manipulation used very early on, he has the Ice Queen's one directly without any mana regeneration just yet, knowing that the utility is going to be very important. If he was able to slow more members in the previous fight, maybe things could have gone differently. Later on, he will be able to actually synergize along with Fearless with the magical defense reduction on the Genius one. So that is a combo that they unconsciously have.
We'll see here. Already Fearless being able to get that gold buff here in the 6th minute. It does seem like Aura Fire hasn't found much footing, even though they did win that team fight. They need to be able to stay consistent, try and go in for those team fights with knowing Ujanarko does not have those Fatal Links, because if they do, it might be very detrimental to the playstyle that they're going for here in game number 3.
Exactly. I think with Janarco, getting a good engage is almost a prerequisite right now for Rebellion Zion to get a very good fight. So they leave the bottom side and they're setting up for a play on the top side. Real manipulation can be used to set up a dive, but Aura Fire are ready to respond. They are actually, I think, one step ahead from Rebellion Zion due to the clearing speed.
Yeah, for Aura, honestly, they need to grab a hold onto the neutral objectives a bit better. Hey, you guys can also grab food right now with a 90% discount code. What's the code, Turna?
Grab.to/MPL.
Right, I keep forgetting, man. Or you can just scan the QR code next to Chai right over there. There you go. Aura Fire already doing exactly that on to the neutral objective. With the lethal counter retrieve, they have more ways to secure this objective. Godiva as well. Can't just go for the wild charge, but wait a minute. Dyron, MVP, comes in with a knockout strike, casting out. Fatal Link, 2 members into the real world manipulation. Chai, though, however, is still able to kite back. A brilliant disengage from Aura, but still, what a steal by Rebellion Zion, facilitated by Dyron.
Now that's the problem here. It might be Dyron getting caught. Aura Fire looking for some compensation, looking for some revenge to what exactly went down in that previous team fight. And it's not going to work.
No, good movement from Dyron. Use the knockout strike onto the minions, but up top, say goodbye to Chai. He gets taken out by the endless shards, and even in the bottom side, Dyron gets out. That was really good by him. Jumps in. He has the Festival of Blood, and he has Bloodlust Axe, right? So go on to the minions. You are going to be able to get a whole lot of HP.
Exactly. The mechanical plays coming in, but not to make things worse for the side of Aura Fire. Kai's has the golden staff already, so he is super low though. He won't be participating in this next fight, it seems.
Fluffy though, jumps in onto Swaylo. Has a lot of disengage there, will be able to get out, but Region Arco, what happened to him?
He gets bursted down there, and does seem like Dyron is going to be caught a little bit, still able to go away, but without Wijanarko, without the main source of engage, Rebellion Zion need to look for something else on the board, and it seems like Aura Fire, with this in mind, they're going to force this mid side to push.
Real world manipulation just popped in, just to zone Aura Fire away from that turret, and Aura are going to translate it over, convert over to that top side.
Now Aura seems to be outmaneuvering Rebellion Zion for the most part. I guess it is the superior wave clear coming in from every single hero has got a clear, and most of the action we're seeing here is always Fluffy just dueling someone in the jungle. But right now, Kai's starting to do a lot of damage. Godiva, very, very low, chased away, and so much action on both sides, but that's the outplay coming in. Fluffy showing off.
Good eye for an eye, getting out of that damage. And I think that's why they went for the Benedetta, but no, Facehugger, what happened? He just got caught in the mid lane, and look, that's why you bring the Purified Giant. Gonna get taken down, he popped the spin as well. Fluffy in the midst of it all, doesn't have the Petrify, but it's gonna be Godiva jumping in with a wild charge, only catching Dyron. Eye for an eye, but look, it is not good for Aura. It's gonna be the slows coming in with the ultimate high taken out. It's a 4-4-0. Rebellion recalling in front of Aura's faces as they go towards the Lord.
5,000 gold lead, an uncontested Lord at that. And Aura Fire, they're left with nothing. Godiva trying to look for a play, but unfortunately he gets caught out by Wijanarko, as well as the zoning coming in from Swaylo, and this is looking grim for Aura Fire in the 10th minute of the game.
That's just why the critical members, the members that you know need to be protected, has to have that Purify, or you need a Diggy, because that is exactly what happens. Wijanarko has no qualms at all, just using the Fatal Links onto one person because he knows that Kaid is the right target, is a valuable target enough for him to do so. Rebellion Zion now with the Lord and with the superior team fighting, it seems like they are going to be trying to actually overpower and brute force Aura Fire.
Rebellion Zion has just been so different since Wijanarko stepped in as a roamer to replace Val, but here we go, Fluffy in a 2v1.
Very good timing by Fluffy there. He held on to his dash for a bit there, just setting off the tempo, right? So that Dyron can't really read it. Rebellion though, coming into that mid lane. You can already see the siege here coming down. And it's very brilliant the way that they're pushing in this first wave, right? They're using the mid lane, just crashing it in with the top side as well, just so that the bottom side can build with a slow push in an upcoming wave. And they're gonna use this mid lane to actually try to pop that mid lane passive from the base turret. Will it pop? That's the big question. Yeah, there you go. No more mid lane passive on the base turret. Will mean that Rebellion will have a little bit more room to play when this Lord comes up in that bottom side.
I think when the world manipulation is popped up will be important. Better airstrikes already used right now, and Wijanarko looks for blood, but he won't be able to find a great engage just yet. Pop Tower will be taken out quite soon, and Rebellion Zion playing it patient as they should against a team as dangerous as Aura Fire.
To be honest, Aura Fire does still have a chance to defend, right? But not when it goes like that.
Oh, that's a bit forced there. Aura have a chance to actually come back in this team fight. But Aura just take one kill. They back off. Godiva with a flicker in. The Shard though follows it through. Over the Giant as well. Rebellion, it felt forced, but it did not end up forced. Rebellion are able to pick up a 2-4-1, only trading in the roamer.
Fearless, what was that?
He's fearless, all right.
I thought he was going to get one, but he got both right here. And with Swaylo still available, the siege is very much there. Here comes a feather airstrike though. The clear is still very real for the side of Aura Fire.
The top and the bottom lane is still pushing the Arashi as well as Mirko. Aura Fire does still have the option to defend because of the high ground potential that they have. And it does seem Rebellion Zion, they don't want to overcommit. They don't want to make mistakes. At this moment of the game, with a 7,000 gold lead, they're going to be retreating.
They don't need to at all. Right now, Windtalker and Scarlet Phantom available for Kaid, but he is never left alone in these fights. So many sources of danger. Ruin Manipulation, Blazing Duet, Fatal Links, and of course, the Amon just jumping on him. The Fearless is crazy. Wind of Nature will be secured right here, but of course, the rest of the threats are pretty much magical, so he is in a very tough spot.
difficult, right? Because if he pops the Wind of Nature against the Amon, he can't do much. So Eve is going to still also be a huge problem. I guess he can use it against the ultimate coming in from highs, but other than that, it's going to be very difficult as Godiva looks for a conceal play to get this Lord. Who will come out on top as Wijanarko still has that flicker ulti combo?
Rebellion need to pull the trigger right now. Dyron set it up perfectly for Fluffy to actually go into that bottom side, but now he's back here. Rebellion might actually be caught. Dyron goes over the knockout side, but the S-Ray comes in, wall charge as well. Dyron taking low.
As much about the backline getting sniped, but for Orfire, that is not the case. They lose 3 in that fight earlier. Off the back of Wijanarko, just zoning Kite away, and Sloppy way low. Whoa, what's going on here?
Uh-oh, I don't know about this one, man. Fluffy just definitely bit too much, man. He went in with 2 members taken down there. That was just, yeah, I don't know. It does feel like Orfire are kind of tilted with a few of these individual plays. Rebellion Zion have built up an 11,000 gold lead. With this, they're looking for that end. Orfire, oh man, this is looking very bleak for them.
Look how active Dyron and Fearless has been in the game. Total 14 out of 17 kills. It's insane. Dyron, so active on the map. 11,000 gold lead now for Rebellion Zion, as this might be the final stand for Aura Fire if they can't defend.
Wijanarko with the flicker as well. Onto Chai, and he is not going to be able to play here. Fatal Links as well. He's baiting at the time, coming in. Dyron jumps in. Chai, oh, good cancel from Godiva, saving his marksman. Fluffy able to pick up a kill there. It's traded in for the jungler. High taken down. Fluffy onto the back lines. High's dealing the damage, coming in with the BMI as well.
No.
Fluffy still trying to survive, going in onto a mob, but he will fall to the hands of Highs. Meanwhile, Dyron, it's been a story right here. He's going to go onto the back lines, dishing out damage, distracting, and Rebellion will come out victorious. They have done it. They've secured not playoffs just yet, but a higher chance to make it to the playoffs. All they need to do now is to hope that EVO's Legend